Do you agree with Stephanie White?
Listen, I don't watch the WNBA extensively enough to say whether I agree or disagree. But I've often used the line, Shay, that I'll share with you, because I don't know if I've ever used it while you've been on the air with me. If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it ain't a damn mongoose. I've said that many, many times over the years. There is a flagrant level of resentment that exists when it comes to Caitlin Clark. And it has existed since she has arrived in the league. She is the cash cow.
One whistle, one collision, one replay, and within minutes, the entire basketball world stopped talking about the final score. Instead, everyone was asking the same question: what really happened to Caitlin Clark? Nobody expected a single moment from a regular season game to dominate basketball conversations across the country. Not the fans in the arena, not the broadcasters, and certainly not the thousands of people who would later replay the clip from every possible angle. After the final buzzer, the players headed to the locker room. But the night's biggest story was only beginning. Within minutes, social media exploded. The replays spread across basketball pages, sports shows, YouTube channels, podcasts, and national television. Everyone seemed to be discussing the exact same play. What made the situation even more intriguing was that nobody could agree on what they had seen. Some believed it was simply a hard basketball play, while others watched the same footage and reached a completely different conclusion. Fans replayed the clip repeatedly, slowed it down, compared camera angles, and debated endlessly in the comments. The more people watched, the more divided opinions became. Then the story grew even bigger. The debate quickly expanded beyond the WNBA, reaching national sports media. Television analysts, former players, and basketball experts all offered different perspectives, adding even more fuel to the discussion. Before long, what started as one controversial play.
On this news, Phoenix Mercury's Alyssa Thomas receives flagrant foul 2 penalty and a 1-game suspension. I want to know your thoughts. Is 1 game enough? 2 games, 3 games? I'm seeing some say 5 games. I'm seeing some people say 10 games Alyssa Thomas should have been suspended for. I want to know what you think in the comment section below. Phoenix Mercury's Alyssa Thomas receives flagrant foul 2 penalty and a 1-game suspension. June 25th, 2026. Upon post-game review, the Phoenix Mercury's Alyssa Thomas has received a flagrant foul 2 penalty and a 1-game suspension for recklessly making contact with her fist to the throat area of Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark. It was announced today by the WNBA. The incident, for which Thomas was deemed to have committed a non-basketball act, occurred with 6 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the second quarter of the Mercury's 111-109 win over the Fever last night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Per WNBA rule, the league office has the option, following its review of any game, to reclassify a flagrant foul or to classify as flagrant any foul not called as such during a game, and may impose a fine and/or suspension. Alyssa Thomas will serve her suspension on June 27th when the Mercury visit the Toronto Temple. Now I have a question, because this is similar to what happened with Kennedy Carter. This is also similar with what happened with Dejanay Carrington. I have a question to the WNBA shills out there. Do any of you guys have the stones? Shout out to Rudy. Any of you guys have the guts, the balls, the courage?
The moment had become one of the biggest basketball stories of the week. The conversation gained even more momentum when Stephen A. Smith addressed it on First Take, bringing the controversy to an even larger audience. The moment one of the biggest personalities in sports television joined the conversation, the story reached another level. It was no longer just Indiana Fever fans debating the play. Basketball fans everywhere wanted answers. Was this simply an aggressive basketball play? Did the officials handle the situation correctly? Or had this become part of a much bigger discussion about physical play, consistency, and player safety in today's WNBA? Those questions continue to divide fans, and that's exactly why the story refuses to fade away. Every replay creates a new opinion. Every opinion sparks another debate. And every debate brings more people into the conversation. One play, one replay, one decision, and suddenly the entire league found itself at the center of one of the season's biggest talking points. So, what actually happened during that sequence? Why has one moment produced so many different reactions from fans, analysts, and former players? And why is everyone still talking about it long after the final buzzer? Let's break the play down from beginning to end and examine why it has become one of the biggest stories surrounding the Indiana Fever this season. As the game entered its most competitive stretch, the intensity naturally increased.
Star power and her cachet, and as a result, if they have an opportunity to go at her, they're going to take it. Now, Caitlin Clark is no innocent bystander in all of this. She's a high-end competitor. She can be very feisty. We saw from her college days where she can chirp and talk junk at you, which is why Angel Reese went at her when they ultimately beat her for the national championship, because she was chirping right back at her and trolling her. That's where the real fame of Angel Reese rose. We saw all of this. In the end, there are people that undoubtedly respect her, and you have an appreciation for what she's brought to the game in terms of notoriety and what have you. And I'll be the first to say that the Janae Ogwumike's, the Andrea Carters, and all of them, Monica McNutts, are far more qualified than me to speak on the issue because they see more of it than I do. But with what I've seen, you are able to say 1 + 1 = 2. And there's been a level of resentment that has existed where I believe there's been a failure on the part of some people to appreciate the mantra of a rising tide lifts all boats. Ride this cash cow till the wheels come off. They did it in the NBA with Magic Johnson. They did it ultimately with Michael Jordan. You know, that's how you do this. You find somebody that just galvanizes folks and ingratiates themselves with the public at large in such a way where everywhere they go and whatever they do, everybody wants to watch. You don't resent that. You feed off of it to build your own. And I think that WNBA as a whole, that women's basketball as a whole, and some, not most, not all, but some WNBA players need to appreciate that and gravitate to that and grab hold of that and ride that wave to your own ascension, as opposed to resenting it and showcasing it the second you get an opportunity to, whenever Caitlin Clark is in your vicinity. That would be my advice. That's all I could say about that.
I didn't love that this happened not once but twice yesterday, where there was basically a no call. I thought Stephanie White did the right thing. She should have gone off. She needs to protect her superstar. That's her right. Completely.
Absolutely.
I also do think the league should probably review this. I don't have information on if they have started that process or not, but I think that maybe would be a good call, considering some of the images that have come out from this. I'm not calling anyone a dirty player, but it did feel a little bit like a cheap shot. So I agree with Stephanie.
Well, the NBA, if the NBA is going to review calls, you're saying the WNBA can review calls and act retroactively and make sure that you hand down appropriate punishment where you deem
inside the arena.
As the discussion expanded, the focus shifted beyond a single game between the Indiana Fever and their opponent. Instead, it became a broader conversation about how the league balances competitive physical play with protecting its biggest stars. Whether people agreed or disagreed with the officiating, one thing became impossible to ignore. A single sequence had captured the attention of the entire basketball world. Days after the final buzzer, the conversation continued. New reactions appeared online, television panels revisited the play, and basketball fans across the country kept asking the same question: did the officials get it right? That question remains at the center of one of the biggest WNBA discussions of the season, ensuring this play will continue to be analyzed long after the game itself has ended.